Here is a land built on stories. Stories of discovery and conquered lands, of battles fought and freedom gained, a triumph that came with a price. Tales of pirates and invaders whose sails and ships signaled peril, of vigilance and protection vested by the elements and the saints. Myths and legends, warriors and soldiers, divinities and deities. The majesty of mountains, the charming plains. Stories told by conquerors and the conquered. Stories told by the passage of time. The past, the present, and the future. Stories that have no end. Welcome to Leyte. Located in the eastern sphere of the Visayan Islands and grouped by four major bodies of water, the province of Leyte is home to a population of over 1.5 million people and comprised of 41 municipalities, 3 cities, and 5 districts. On these very same shores in 1543, a fleet of Spanish explorers led by Ruy Lopez de Villalobos docked their ships and named the islands Las Islas Filipinas in honor of their king. Soon after baptizing the island came the baptism and spiritual conversion of its natives. Their skin burnt from the sun and covered with intricate patterns that signified stature and honor, of battles fought and won. Missionaries and priests introduced Catholicism, built a church, and the rest is written in 300 years of colonial history. Today, Leyte's Spanish influence is still alive in its customs and culture. It is seen and felt in town festivals. It is found in the flavor of their food. It is monumental in people's daily rituals and physical spaces. Centuries later, these same waters would host the battle between the Allied forces and Japan in the Second World War. Hope would come in the form of a promise made by the American Chief Commander, General Douglas MacArthur, to return to the Philippines and reclaim peace from the imperial invaders. The fulfillment of this promise was symbolized by the General's March on the shores of Red Beach, some 5 kilometers from the city of Tacloban, the provincial capital. Today, the MacArthur Landing Memorial Park in Candahug, Palo keeps the story of hope and fulfillment alive. Other historical sites and monuments such as the Memorial for Filipino Soldiers and the Shrine for Japanese Soldiers give honor to the people that gave their lives for a battle that was never their own. Today's Leyte is all about moving forward, each step towards development, progress, and the future beckoning with possibilities. In an age and world where digital technology measures an economy's progress, the demand for knowledge and skills is certainly high. In the municipality of Palo, the Information Communications Technology or ICT Park is the epicenter of knowledge and skills training in computer science, programming, software engineering, web design and development in the province. The APAC call center has offered an abundance of jobs in the recent years. The Leyte Geothermal Power Plant Complex located in Ormoc City and the municipality of Cananga are beacons of advancement in science, being the largest of its kind in the world and among the pioneers to master wet steam technology in the developing world. Leyte was identified as a region that stores vast geothermal energy potential, which meant turning a fault line into an infinite source of clean, renewable energy. The integrated steam field and power plant operation uses the Earth's heat to produce efficient and economical electricity, while preserving and protecting the biodiversity of the 107,625-hectare geothermal reservation. In a world of finite natural resources and volatile economies, having a source of alternative renewable energy production not only promises economic progress and independence, but also a more sustainable future. Situated in the hills of Isabel is the Leyte Industrial Development Estate. Comprised of 3 communities with a total area of 435 hectares, the estate was declared as a special economic zone. Here you will find the only copper smelter and refinery in the country, the Philippine Associated Smelting and Refining Corporation, or PASAR, which has been producing its primary product, the electrolytic copper cathode, for the last 25 years, and supplies this raw material to other large mining corporations globally, such as in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Canada, Australia, Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. This corporation puts prime value in its strongest resource, its people. Within the Leyte Industrial Development Estate are constructed facilities built mainly for PASAR's employees, such as quality housing, academic training institutions, and recreational and wellness activities. There is no shortage of scenic sites and landmarks filled with stories, some legendary, some untold secrets buried deep within layers of history. Running a total stretch of 2.16 kilometers crossing the San Juanico Strait and connecting the opposite provinces of Leyte and Samar is the longest bridge in the Philippines, also known as the Bridge of Love. The San Juanico Bridge was a $21.9 million construction, considered an immensely expensive engineering project in the 60s and 70s. Those who fancy relaxation and the gentlemanly game of 18 holes can take refuge in the rolling hills of the San Juanico Golf and Country Club in Cabalawan, Tacloban City. Decades have not diminished the grounds of the vast golf course, the years only adding to its development and improvements with more recreational facilities and hotels for members and visitors on holiday. Strolling through the quaint streets of a town is certainly an intimate way to learn more about the place, by digging through the past and uncovering stories built by time. In the town of Carigara is a small museum built within an old municipal hall. One could easily drive past and miss it, as its facade and structure blends among its laid-back surroundings. A short distance away is another historical structure with a rather unique architectural asset. The century-old Harigi house is constructed with its posts visible on the exterior facade instead of conventionally hidden within its foundations. Described as an inside-out architectural skeleton of sorts, the Harigi house is an ancestral home that has surpassed time and several generations of its owners and dwellers. Imagine basking in the endless vistas of nature, running through kilometers of vast rice paddies, pineapple plantations. This stretch of valleys framed by coconut and banana trees, guarded by lush, majestic mountains and surrounded by pristine pools of lakes, rivers, and seas forming the Pacific Rim. Here in Leyte, the forces of nature still take command and are given due respect. Whether it is the thrill of discovery and adventure or escaping into the tranquility you seek, one does not run out of choices. The town of Hindang takes pride in its caves. Filled with mystery and secrets buried deep in centuries, the caves of Hindang serve as a refuge for anyone who wishes to take the time off on weekends and explore its dark, earthly cavities. In lieu of the refrigerated interiors of commercial spaces, some parents take their children to explore these caves on weekends, making family time an adventurous and healthy exercise. Of course, a visit to the caves of Hindang also means meeting some interesting characters along the way. Some friendly and mischievous, such as the wild monkeys that reside in the forest grounds. Like most animals living in the wild, these monkeys may seem cute, cuddly, and friendly to humans, but their unpredictable temperament and survival instincts make it advisable for humans to keep at a safe distance. Only this wise old man of the Hindang forest, also known as a monkey whisperer of sorts, holds a strong connection with these wild primates, where mutual respect and symbolic relationship is communicated through sounds and an unlimited basket full of bananas. And if all else fails to excite, go leap off a cliff and zoom from one mountain to the next, speeding through a 600-meter stretch of forest while hanging on to nothing but a cable some 80 meters above the ground. Anyone craving for some thrill and adventure should take on Hindang's zip line. For those more keen on leisure trails and exploring natural terrain, they can choose among the natural springs or remote islands in Leyte. In Jordan Hill Spring Resort, head over for a good workout trek and cool off in the natural spring water. Or jump on a boat and take the hour ride to explore the mangroves of Palampon, which is also home to a diverse range of plant and animal species such as flying foxes and various amphibians. Another half-hour boat ride would take you to the Kalangaman Island, where its powdery shores form a sandbank at low tide. The pristine aquamarine waters makes for a refreshing dip, perhaps even with some random encounters with its friendly underwater residents. In Ormoc, local residents and visitors take refuge in the cool serenity of Lake Danao and its surrounding natural park. Some come in groups of friends and families to enjoy a day of fishing, lounging around, or simply basking in the comfort of good company and the beauty of nature. There are those that find joy in long walks, those meditative strides under canopies of towering trees and a good 200 steps leading to the tranquil pool of Lake Danao. Here, time simply slows down. The world is still, and life as we know it was never this calm. Sitting here in the middle of nothing but water, there is nothing but peace. Floating calmly on these tranquil waters, not so different from a water lily pod, a small being surrendering to nature, one can't deny that this is indeed a humbling experience. A good day such as this one can take you on a floating cottage and enjoy a lunch of the freshest edible fern, locally called pako, mixed with a ground salad of shellfish wrapped in banana leaves and best enjoyed with your hands. Perfect. And for those who take joy in wandering off the beaten path, would surely enjoy trekking through the obscure trails of Calabato in La Paz. Deep within this quiet town lies a natural park. Untouched and certainly undeveloped, few venture to explore these rough terrains unless in larger groups or with expert trail guides. Those who appreciate untainted natural beauty and all its roughness would fall in love with Calabatos nature trails. With all the exploring and thrill-seeking to do all over Leyte, this means one thing: food. How could one not be mouth-watering and ravenous for all the gastronomical joy that Visayan cuisine has to offer? The freshest seafood. Here in Leyte, you can enjoy your pick of fish, shrimp, or crustaceans fresh from today's catch, grilled right there for you. An assortment of vegetables and the local specialty rice, wrapped and cooked in leaves, complete the freshest and healthiest meal. And it wouldn't even cost you more than $2. Street cuisine is another gastronomical feast people here take seriously. It is not uncommon to have scrumptious meals along street markets. But this particular one in Ormoc City serves up the city's pride and joy in the world of street cuisine. The lechon. Salty and almost milky, satisfyingly crispy on the outside and tender inside, the roasted pig is the star of the culinary repertoire. So, if you were strolling through the stalls of the street food market and you were offered some free lechon, hot and crispy and newly cooked, how could you possibly resist? Save for religious or dietary limitations, to deny such a generous offer is to be rude and a loss. Craving for a juicy, refreshing sweet pineapple on a hot summer afternoon? Well, how about several hectares of pineapple plantations, one after the other? In the municipality of Cananga, just an hour drive from Ormoc, this is certainly not a scarcity. Oh, and don't miss out on quenching that thirst with fresh coconut juice, picked from a nearby tree and hacked open just for your drinking pleasure and convenience. Simple joys. And what about the sweet, delicate goodness of sticky rice snacks wrapped in banana leaves? Or the labor of love made from hours of grinding taro, peanuts, and coconut milk and served in a coconut shell? Sometimes the best treats in life are handmade and handheld. In the quiet town of Dagami, local dwellers and distant visitors seek to find the town's specialty: the moron and the binagol. Moron is made of finely ground sticky rice, cooked and steamed with native cacao or chocolate, and sometimes with bits of cheese. Mixed and mashed together, it is a wonderful combination of sweet, creamy, and ever so slightly salty, firm yet chewy, and effortlessly melts in your mouth. Carefully wrapped in banana leaves makes it the ideal traveler's snack without the worry of wasteful, non-biodegradable packaging. It can be enjoyed for breakfast with a cup of coffee or in the afternoon with some fruit and hot native chocolate. The binagol is another Leyteño delicacy made of ground taro, rice, peanuts, and some coconut milk. Leyte. Here is a land built on stories. Stories of myths and legends, of faith and courage, of pushing forward while enjoying the joys of the present and living for the promise of tomorrow. The abundance of resources, the humbling forces of nature, the priceless joys of life. Leyte, where today life is good and tomorrow even better.